Lydia Des Dolles of Fight Connect TV, and I'm delighted to be joined at Matchroom's press conference for Lara Warrington 2 with the voice of boxing, David Diamante. Thank you so much. How are you?
Yeah, I'm doing great. It's nice to see you.
Yeah, you too. Big day today.
Yeah, it's a big week. It's a big fight week, and of course, Josh Warrington, the Leeds warrior, trying to slay the devil, man. Mauricio Lara. It's going to be a tough task. I really cannot wait for this fight, and I know there's 20,000 people here in Leeds that feel the same way, so we're looking forward to seeing a cracker. And the whole card's really stacked. I mean, obviously Katie Taylor, Conor Benn, Granados, Jennifer Hahn, all these great fighters on the card should lead up to a great night.
Absolutely. I mean, you were here to experience the first fight with obviously Lara Warrington. Do you see any differences in either fighters?
Yeah, I think a lot of differences. It's really funny when Lara first came. I was at Wembley, obviously, and I was in lockdown for a long time. And he came over from Mexico with his team, and so his team and I were kind of in the bubble before a lot of other people showed up. And very humble guy, really nice guy. And there were these kind of like artwork. There was a picture of him on the wall. He hadn't seen it. And we were eating together, and I said, "Hey, did you see the painting?" And he was, "Oh my God!" And he went over, and we took selfies in front of it, and he asked if he could have it, and all this. And he really took in that whole week. It was like a dream for him. And then, of course, the result.
Yeah.
Josh, on the other hand, I think, like he said, he kind of overlooked Mauricio Lara. I think a lot of people did, but you can't overlook anyone in this game, especially on this level. And it's going to be a hell of a rematch.
It will do. It's the beauty of the sport, right? You just don't know the outcome from each week to the next with different cards. That's what the fans, why they love this sport, right? Speaking of loving, how have you been, or how have you felt with the reception that you've gotten from boxing fans? They absolutely love David Diamante.
No, I mean, it's been great. I really appreciate all the love and support from the fans. As an announcer, you're nothing without your fans. So it's actually been tough through the lockdown because, you're trying to get a crowd hyped up, but there's no crowd. It's a little odd,
We're at home watching you. We're hyped up at home for sure.
I appreciate that, but I still love it. I love what I do, and the fans are such a big part of it, so I really appreciate it. Absolutely.
Did you ever think that this would be your life?
I mean, to be honest, I've never really future tripped like that. Like, if you ask me what I'm going to be doing in 5 years, I have no idea. I might be like living on a beach in Mozambique. I don't know, but I just kind of go where it takes me. But no, absolutely not. I mean, I got into the boxing announcing game literally just as a passion. It was a hobby. I had many other things I was doing. I didn't need a job. I was doing very well in my other endeavors. I did it strictly like volunteer. I didn't make money. It was just for fun. I loved it, and now, we're here.
What is it about it? Like, where do you find your joy in that moment when you're announcing? Is it when you're right there, you're saying the names of the fighters? Is it afterwards? When is it for you? Where is the joy in this?
I think that's a great question, but I think for me, it's not one moment. It's the whole thing. There's a lot to it. I mean, it's really the whole, like, we're a traveling circus, right? It's like a family. So it's the trainers, the cut man, the guy that sets up the ring, the security, it's just working with everyone, the fighters, all these wonderful men and women that make it all happen, going to these different cities around the world. That's an absolute joy. Getting to know everyone and learning about the fighters and their stories, their plights, because they go through so much to do what they do. And then, of course, on the night, announcing in front of big crowds. I mean, for me, the money shot, what I love, is when it's a really close fight and you get, let's say, a split decision or there's a world title and you can say, "and the new," or that moment, and you can kind of let it hang. That's amazing. That's like the cliff. You're right there and you just punch it. But really, the whole thing is extremely enjoyable. If it wasn't, I wouldn't do it.
Amazing. I trust that and what you say 100%. Well, listen, I won't keep you any longer. Thank you so much, and lovely to meet you. David Diamante for Fight Connect TV.